It's your boy Domuto. We back with another video. Today we're watching SunnyV2, and we're watching athletes who retired but were more successful after. Let me see what kind of, like you said, I see in the thumbnail he got Terry Crews. Terry Crews is definitely one of those people that retired from football and became a great actor. Not a great actor, a successful actor. That's what's up. I thought I think of somebody else. Damn, I'm drawing a blank. O.J. Simpson. Anyway, all right. Let's get into it.
Their sporting careers had officially ended, but these 10 athletes were just getting started, and none were as strange as George Foreman's transition from boxing to kitchen appliances. He retired at the age of 48 with minimal future prospects, yet had thankfully claimed his success was due to his healthy eating, because at the same time a company called Sultan was developing a special type of grill that would drain the excess fat out of anything it was cooking. George Foreman let the company use his name in exchange for 40% of profits, believing this was his fate by tweeting, "While I was KO'd, I saw a giant piece of meat screaming 'grill me.' When I woke, I said, gotta find a grill," thus the George Foreman grill. The product, however, was a total failure until he also began hosting their infomercials. George Foreman explained that at the height of the grill's success, there were months I was being paid $8 million, yet he'd eventually sell his share in the product for a one-time payment of $137 million. Damn. The product became so popular, one person posted, "Today I learned that George Foreman is not just a brand of grill. It's actually the name of a real man who was once a boxer, while the name Jason Statham belongs to a man who was once a diver." He made it to the 1990 Commonwealth Games, where the judges continually highlighted that he wasn't doing well.
Jason Statham, who's not having a good time. He's moved from 8th, slipped down to 11th.
Despite placing 11th, he explained that diving teaches you discipline, focus, and certainly keeps you out of trouble, which are principles he'd also apply as an action movie star. Statham performs his own stunts in every single movie, applying his swimming ability in productions like The Meg and Expendables 3, where diving actually saved his life. Whilst filming a truck scene beside a dock, the brakes on the truck failed, plunging him into the sea.
60 feet at the bottom of the Black Sea, stuck in the mud. How am I going to get out of this? This is how it ends.
Yet Jason was able to free himself and swim 20 meters back to the surface.
Damn.
Terry Crews, who we'll talk about later, said, "He was a professional diver, that was his thing, man. If it would have been me, I don't know if it would have ended that way." Statham further added, "I think what I didn't achieve in sports has probably helped me focus more and take my acting career more seriously, while Arnold Schwarzenegger was only able to act because of his sporting achievements." In the very same year as Arnold's first Olympia win, he was given the lead role as Hercules in New York, being cast for his appearance which resembled the Greek hero. After his 7th Olympia win, Arnold was cast as Conan the Barbarian, the Terminator, and Dutch from Predator, each being influenced by his bodybuilding background. In the process, Arnold appeared on talk shows giving bodybuilding tips, also being elected governor for 8 whole years. More recently, however, Forbes announced that Arnold had officially become a billionaire, yet Magic Johnson already achieved this many years beforehand. He was the NBA's most valuable person during 3 separate seasons, while ESPN called him the 5th best player ever. But despite the Red Hot Chili Peppers writing a song about him, Johnson's career earnings were, according to Forbes, only $40 million, yet he spent it extremely wisely. Magic Johnson began investing in sports teams, pooling money to buy the LA Dodgers, for which he was heavily criticized.
We went in and bought the Dodgers for $2 billion, and everybody said they're the stupidest businessmen on the face of the earth.
Until it quadrupled in value.
At $8 billion, they said, oh, they're the smartest guys.
He'd therefore also invest in the Los Angeles Sparks, the Los Angeles Football Club, and the Washington Commanders, all while leading operations for the Los Angeles Lakers. He then launched his own talk show, his own film studio, and even his own record label, before also buying a movie theater, the tallest building in Brooklyn, and 125 Starbucks locations. However, there was was
Damn.
one investment that was stranger than any other. In 2015, Magic Johnson bought 60% of the Equitrust insurance company before almost doubling their assets from 16 billion to 26 billion. If you told prime Magic Johnson he'd one day work in insurance, he probably would have laughed, yet Ion Tiriac's corporate change was somehow even
fuck is
bolder.
that?
You've likely never heard of him, but you'll never forget the mustache.
definitely
Ion
won't.
Tiriac was a pro tennis player from Romania who won the French Open during his peak in 1970. He retired 10 years later but had such a unique look, he was given a role in many different ads. Then he casually decided to open his own bank. It was the first in his country after communist Romania ended, with its profits funding other ventures in real estate, auto leasing and air travel, although his coolest business is easily his car museum. He owns over 300 different incredibly unique cars, including 2 Rolls-Royce Phantom 4s, of which only 18 were made, and are valued
Damn.
at $3 million each. The rest of his collection features everything from Fords to Ferraris, and they're all on display at the Tiriac Auto Gallery. Despite earning just £200,000 during his professional tennis days, he became Romania's richest man with a worth of 1.7 billion, but he's not nearly as famous as presenter Michael Strahan. NFL players
okay.
retire after 3.3
I'm
years
sleeping
on
in
average,
motherfucker, ain't
yet
lie.
Strahan played from 1993 to 2007, spending 15 years with the New York Giants, and retiring
cold.
after a year that his team had won the Super Bowl. But while this made him perfect for a career in sporting commentary, he approached it through a slightly different medium. Strahan became a talk show co-host on Live with Kelly and Michael, which increased its ratings so ferociously, it began beating its competition
Michael
by
Strahan.
87%. He was then offered a position on Good Morning America where he also performed exceptionally, winning 2 daytime Emmys for Outstanding Talk Show Host. More recently, Strahan was given a star on Hollywood's Walk of Fame, represented by a whole new category for sports entertainers, making his star the first to feature a trophy symbol. Michael certainly deserves his $17 million
Yeah,
a
around
year,
sidewalks
while Vinny
eventually.
Jones is also perfect for every role he plays. You might recognize Vinny as the coach in She's the Man,
Yep.
being given the role as a former professional soccer player. He played 184 games of Premier League football, where he built a reputation as a super aggressive
Damn.
person. Vinny had once casually threatened
Every
to
team
rip
need
off
one.
and spit in the hole another player's ear, broken the record for the world's fastest yellow card, and of his 184 matches, 12 had ended in red cards. His own club's chairman labelled him Mosquito Brain, yet Vinny's tough attitude paid off unexpectedly. In 1998, he was cast as a criminal in Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels, although his casting might have been too perfect, as on the day he was supposed to start shooting, he had to attend a
shit.
court hearing for assaulting his neighbor over an
shit,
argument
nigga,
about
damn,
a
keep your
garden
hand to yourself.
fence. He was sentenced to 100 hours of community service.
That's a lot of
Vinny was
hours.
then also given 80 hours community service after admitting assault and using threatening words or behavior towards members of an air crew. As passengers and crew tried to restrain him, Jones declared, "I can get you murdered. I can get the whole crew murdered for £3,000. But these hiccups only helped his career as he began to play tough guys in every single movie. For example, the X-Men.
I'm the Juggernaut, bitch.
He's since acted in over 100
Who's seen that?
films, but it feels like Shaq appeared in even more commercials.
Yeah.
After retiring as the 10th best player ever, Shaq began making
Number
rap
10.
music, releasing 5 studio albums, one of which featuring Michael Jackson. Under the name DJ Diesel, Shaq began performing live at festivals as big as EDC Las Vegas. On top of music, Shaq appeared on WWE, in shows like Curb Your Enthusiasm, and so many different
Shaq is very
commercials
popular, of
IMDb
course, I'm not
can't even
surprised.
count them all. However, most of his earnings have come from savvy business moves.
Papa
Shaq owned
John's.
155 Five Guys restaurants, representing 10% of all locations, as well as 150 car washes, 40 gyms, and 17 Auntie Anne restaurants. He's built a net worth of $500 million, although there's something a whole lot cooler about the success of Terry Crews.
Okay,
He was
Terry.
drafted to the NFL in 1991, playing 6 games for the Rams, 10 games for the Chargers, and 16 games for the Redskins,
Okay, get some
although
burn.
he'd explained that he wasn't very good. "I was always on the end of the roster. I was never a big superstar. I was an 11th round draft pick, partially partially because he didn't even enjoy it.
It took me years to figure out I never really liked football.
Wow.
Terry made it obvious that he instead preferred the arts.
I would go back into the locker room and ask the players if they wanted their portraits painted.
You did these while you were playing?
While I was playing, I was known as the artist football player.
Retiring from the NFL to take his talent to Hollywood. His family thought he was crazy.
There was family members that were like, he had a chance, he blew it.
Right.
You know, that was the consensus.
Although whilst working security on the set of Training Day, Terry was given an unexpected chance.
The director walks over to me and he said, "Hey man, you want to be in this movie?" I said, "Yeah." I was like, "Sir, whatever you need me to do."
This turned into another movie,
need
then
to
another,
suction dick.
but it was
Oh,
after
never mind.
appearing in White Chicks that his life would totally change.
The producer of the movie called me. He said, "Terry, your life will never ever be the same."
Terry was offered to appear in the Old Spice commercials, which went on for more than 10 whole years, calling it his revenge on the NFL.
They played on it all over the NFL. That was another thing that was kind of like my revenge on the league, because you couldn't watch a game without seeing some crazy Terry Crews Old Spice commercial.
Although in terms of success after sporting
Bro, you there with
retirement,
my Spice,
there's nobody close to Michael
remember them
Jordan.
soap
Considered
commercials?
the greatest NBA player ever, Jordan was approached
He
by
just gotta
Nike
sell
to
shoes.
create
He
his
need
own
enough.
special shoe, hoping to make $3 million over a 3-year period. Instead, it earned $126 million by the end of the first 12 months. The shoes have since made him roughly $1.5 billion, which he used to buy a share in the Charlotte Hornets, spending $275 million in 2010 before reselling it in 2023 for a whopping $3 billion. As a result, Michael Jordan is the richest athlete ever, with a net worth of $3.2 billion.
I low-key fell asleep to a pass, kind of dozed off past last couple of minutes. I ain't gonna cap. But you niggas making money. Terry Crews, shout out to Terry Crews. A bunch of niggas, bruh. So, yeah, SunnyV2, man. He always making good videos. Make sure y'all check out the last video right here. Check out another video right here. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.